Hello and welcome to another exciting Cooking with Unity. I'm your host, Max Burrow, and with me is Jeffrey Hawthorne.
Hello.
And we got back from GDC. We survived. It was a lot of fun. You had a lot of fun, right?
I did.
Yeah, it was a blast. It was a blast. GDC is always a lot of fun. We got some swag. I've got like Unity buttons and like Unity bracers and all sorts. Well, bracers it's like 80s exercise wear. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it's good to be back though. Unity 5.0, all the features, all the pro features are now in Unity, and we've got all that PBR stuff, and so there's a lot to play around with, and that's what this episode is going to be. Is mostly a play around with what Unity 5 can do. We're just going to experiment with some stuff. We haven't had a whole lot of time on Unity 5 ourselves, so this is kind of going to be a learning experience for everyone in the room. And everyone out there. Hopefully, it'll be a learning experience for everyone. So let's get started. So first off, we're going to do the fun part. Well, the not fun part. So I don't see Scape in the recent stuff. So we're going to do open other. I think put it in GitHub. Breakfast with Unity. That's not where it is. It's in Scape. There we go. Open. And so this is an older project, so we need to upgrade the current project to the current version, and you will not be able to open the project with older versions of Unity. We're going to hit upgrade. There will probably be a couple other upgrade prompts while this is going on. API update required. So this means that we're using stuff that's no longer in Unity, namely... I use the accessor functions a lot, so like .audio and .rigid body. These need to be changed to get component calls, and that's what this will automatically do. Since we're on version control, I can safely say I made a backup. Go ahead, and because we have backups if anything goes real bad. I don't think it will though. And while this is compiling, let's see.
Oh, one thing there's a few scripts for is Diablo-style inventory and class and skill screen systems.
Really? Maybe we should look at that. Let's see. I don't know. I sometimes have a problem where I want to make things myself because I have a particular way I like to do stuff. But let's take a look. I'm up for taking a look. And this was free? You found free scripts for like Diablo inventory stuff?
I remember seeing a few different ones. I think at least some of them were free.
Cool. I'm excited. I want to, I think we're going to explore... I'm not going to do this on the show, but it's not directly on the show at least. At some point I need to set aside some time to explore the Unity pathfinding system. Jeffrey has a little bit of experience with it, and he said he liked it. But I want to see if there's a way we can actually make it work for this game, which will likely have dynamically generated levels. So that's kind of a... Like their system works really, really well for static levels and stuff, but I've seen people have trouble with the dynamic stuff. So we'll see if we can actually use that for our game to actually make the enemies a little bit smarter. Materials using a texture as a normal map. This texture must be marked as a normal map in the import settings. Dawn Dusk. What is using Dawn Dusk as a normal map? I am going to ignore this. Why would anything be using it like that?
And why can't you click on it there to find the material?
Yeah, that would be nice. Well, the material is not what I want. I need whatever's referencing it. Because all of these are from a cube map that's built in. You would think that we wouldn't be using it as a normal map anywhere.
But it's the material that would be using it as a normal map, isn't it?
No, it's the material that would be set as a normal map. There's something else. Here, I'll show you. I'll open up Unity again, and hopefully it'll give the error again. Unity. Open. Scape. Didn't. Oh well. Alright, so we got a couple of problems. Image effects, camera motion blur, ambiguous reference to preview. I'm just going to get rid of this. A lot of these have been updated, so I'm just going to get rid of the editor for there, just so that we get a compile, and just make sure that we can get the game running real quick. So we're going to go into what level, what scene. Probably should have a levels folder or scenes folder. Let's do that real quick. Folder, scenes. And we're going to throw all this in here. Since we actually have a lot of scenes in this project. Alright, so what are we doing? Test is our scene. So, we've got pink. Things turned pink. So what does that mean? Inspector, the core. So why is the Octopushy not have a material? I don't remember us having a bunch pre-spawned before. I guess we did. Yeah, I guess we did. Alright, so we're already run into a problem. So this core... Oh, there it is. There's the other one. So shell 1, shell 2, there it is. Custom reflective specular sliced. So it's not liking that shader anymore. I wonder why. So let's select the shader real quick. Too many texture interpolators would be used for forward base pass. 11 out of max 10. Oh, so close. So let me pull up the Unity 5 upgrade guide so that we can reference it occasionally. So one of the changes to Unity 5 is they've done a lot of changes to their material pipeline. And so where is it? It's in shaders. And so one of the problems is increased interpolator and instruction counts for some surface shaders. So the built-in lighting pipeline for Unity 5 can in some cases use more texture coordinate interpolators or math instruction count to get things like non-uniform mesh scale, dynamic global illumination, etc. working. So your existing surface shaders might be running into texture coordinate or ALU instruction limits, especially if they were targeting shader model 2.0 default. Adding a pragma target 3.0 can work around this issue. It's not the optimal method, but that's what we're going to use for right now. Before I do that, though, I'm just going to save the project, and we're going to go into source tree and check in the changes. So there's a lot of changes here because Unity automatically upgraded a lot of things. So what we're going to be doing is checking all this stuff in. We're going to call this Unity 5.0 upgrade and moving level scenes into their own folders. Commit. Relatively safe commit. We did one extra thing, but it's nice to have a commit from upgrading just in case there's a problem. So what we're going to do for right now is what they suggested, which is just give it a pragma. We're just going to copy this pragma target 3.0. Hopefully it's just copying the text and not a bunch of other stuff there.
Are we on main screen? I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, no, we're not.
I'm hoping
we are.
Okay, cool.
Whew. Okay. I really thought we were gone. I thought for sure I had forgotten that. All right. Awesome. Yay. Not that we did a whole lot, but, you know, it was 5 minutes. It was 10 minutes. That was,
you were there.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what are we doing? We're going to grab... So, specular sliced. All right. So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to find this script, this shader, and we're going to go slice reflective. Oh, and fixed function text gen used. It doesn't do anything now. That sounds terrifying. What am I using text gen for? I don't see text gen unless this is a text gen by something. All right. Anyway, so we're just going to add. I don't know if this is where we put the pragma target or not. We'll find out. Okay, it's not. That was syntax error. All right. So probably right
Okay.
underneath there, yeah. Or probably right above there.
Or the same line.
Save. Alright. That didn't solve it.
It said to target 3.0.
Yeah, that's what it said. It said adding Pragma Target 3.0 can work around this issue. Let's see what they said for reference. Target. Alright. Let's just flip these two lines just in case. Save. Just gonna hit play just in case. Yeah, I need to get rid of the... I need to make this less hot pink. Colors. I want it to be more reddish. Try that. I'll go with more of an orange. I don't like that either. Oh well. Alright, whatever. It's less pink at least. Too many textures or layers. Let's just try 4.0 for the fun of it. See if that solves that. Okay, so that did something. At least it's rendering now. But it's not sliced. So clip frequency, clip offset, yeah, it's not slicing it like it should. I'm going to disable the core just to make sure that we're not seeing that, yeah.
Can
All
you
right.
click somewhere else?
Click, like where? Like,
Oh, okay, never mind.
what was the concern?
From this angle, it just, and the way that it was angled before, it looked like the corner at the very top was actually cut off.
Ah, gotcha. Alright, so slice reflective, fixed function text gen used. So...
Text cube.
Alright, I'm just going to, for the fun of it. I don't think this will work, but I'm just going to see what happens here. This is probably going to cause some sort of static compile issue. Ref call, oh yeah, so let's just do it that way here. Save. So it still says fixed function text gen used. It doesn't do anything now. It says there's 8 of them somehow. Alright, I'm probably going to rework on this later. So our characters are going to look a little bit different for today's episode, and then I'll go ahead and see what we can figure out. That's already that's a start, you know. That's we got things going on here. So
Let's look up what fixed function text gen means.
all right. I was going to move on to something else, but let's do it. Fixed function text gen used. So, 4 Unity 5 texture properties could have options inside the curly brace block, e.g. text gen cube reflect. It would be nice if there was anything that said text gen in here.
They use text cube in
Yeah,
their
but when-
example, but you commented that out, and it
Still, yeah, it looked like it was. So this is the example of. I thought this was their example of what to do. Okay, yeah. So this shows you how to implement each fixed function injection modes from Unity 4. All right, we'll go over this later. My shader foo is not terribly strong, and I need to actually have time to actually process this stuff. So we're just going to ignore that for now. Let's just see if the game works otherwise. So we've got prawn. I'm going to turn off my inventory. So it looks like we've got damage numbers. I'll switch items. All right, so inventory. I'm going to get my hitbox hub chicken hacks. Looks like that's working. So we're in good position other than shaders right now. So that color's still awful. I'm just going to do a pure red and then get annoyed by that one. Eventually we'll have the color about back to where it was at originally. I'm sure. How does this look with pure red? Battle stations. That one's kind of hard on my eyes. That's my problem. We'll leave that, though. I like it better than the orange. So,
what does black do?
Let's find out. I haven't tried that.
Maybe it makes all the text white.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'm not holding my breath. I have a feeling the text is going to be black. Yeah, but you can't change the play mode tint to change the text. So, right. Yeah, that's this way you're not messing anything up. Except for you might mess up things and not even know it. Oh, there's some colors. Let's change them. I wonder what they change. Where are the stop buttons? All right. Okay. Yeah, that's no good. No bueno. So.
Can you modify the transparency?
Oh, you can. Not sure if it means anything.
That'd be cool if it showed your windows back. Or
it does. It works in this place. For whatever reason, the transparency is used up there. Huh. I don't know what that means. Project settings, preferences. Let's go back and just do red. All right. I don't know why I'm yawning. I've had plenty of rest. This weekend I basically just shut down for the whole weekend because of GDC before that.
Yeah, we averaged like 4.5 hours of sleep a day.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal. It was a lot of fun though. So let's first of all I'm going to do something. I'm going to save the scene, but I'm going to quit Unity real quick. And when you upgrade a project, it doesn't always give you the defaults, and it shouldn't always give you the defaults, honestly, for the project settings. But we haven't really tweaked some of the settings, and I want to actually get the defaults for them. Easiest way is to just delete the asset file. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just delete quality settings, because I know that there's a lot of new stuff in there, and I want whatever their new defaults are for that. So if we just delete that and go back into Unity, it'll automatically regenerate that file for us, and we'll have whatever the new Unity 5.0 defaults are for that. I did that just because you'll see if I go into quality, it's got quite a few more options and stuff, and I have no idea what it's going to do otherwise for things there. So since all right, so all these things, are we set to this? Okay, so they're using legacy shaders diffuse. So let's go ahead and make everything use the new standard shader for the objects that we have shaders for. So, because right now we're just using white anyway, might as well try and make it look cool. Actually, I think I'm going to make a new scene too, so we get the skybox in there.
What can you create a new sphere or cube or something? I just want to see if default diffuse is still the legacy. No, now it's called standard.
Yeah, it's the standard shader.
When it reflects.
Yeah, it does a lot of cool stuff. You can, here, if we actually played around with the reflection stuff this morning, but basically, if we create a material, and it's a standard material, good, I'm just going to call this shiny for now, kind of like what we did this morning. And I'm going to throw this on our new sphere here. So now we can actually change things. But yeah, we've got metallicness, which is not that interesting with reflection right now because we don't have a sky map and we don't have anything static. But if we were to say set like one of these walls.
So how expensive is this standard shader compared to the legacy diffuse?
I would imagine it's more expensive. It's not a lot more expensive, and the other thing is, if you're working on mobile, it's scalable. Like it has different, it has quality levels that affect the shader inputs and outputs. So they try to make it as efficient as possible. But yeah, it's a fancy shader. Here, let's get a skybox in here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to create a new scene and just kind of copy what we have in here. So I'm just gonna see if this will work. We'll find out. Copy all this, and we're gonna create a new scene. Sure, we can save the scene, whatever. And I'm just going to paste all this stuff in here. We're gonna get rid of the. So this main camera was in there. I'm going to get rid of this one. Yeah, this is our camera. And this is their camera. So let's get rid of this one. Delete. Let's go main camera. 1. Clear flags. Skybox. So is this actually... Okay, so yeah, we are getting a skybox in there. What? My editor settings... Paths. I swear there's a way to make it show. There it is. So there's with the background and stuff. So everything's very white and washed out right now just because of what we've been working with, and also probably because we have double directional light. So which was the one that was included in the scene and which one's ours? I'm going to find out real quick. Let's save the scene first. We're going to call this test 5.0, and we'll go ahead and put it into scenes, save. All right, and let's open up now, just test. All right, so the one on the floor is ours, so I'm going to go back to test 5.0, and I don't think we made much changes to it. Yeah, we didn't, so I'm just going to get rid of ours, the one that was on the floor. So now we're not double lighting things. You'll see that we have shadows now, all of a sudden, which is awesome.
Pro.
Yep, that's a pro feature that's now available for everyone, which is awesome. And if we create a sphere now, you'll actually see that it actually takes on some color of the surroundings. And if we put like shiny on it, we get... we can actually make things reflective, and it'll reflect the background. We can also set objects to static and add reflection probes to actually have the objects reflect as well, which we showed in this morning's episode. I'm not going to spend too much time on that right now. You can also adjust the how rough the surface is, which affects the reflection and stuff. It's all really cool stuff. I really love the new rendering stuff that we've got to play with. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and make these guys reflect some. I'm going to, just for now, since their shader's not working all that great anyway, we're going to change their shells to... I'm going to disable one of the shells because the reason we had 2 shells is because I was interpolating the clipping on them, and that doesn't seem to work in our shader right now. So I'm just going to go to shell 1, and we're going to change this to use the standard shader, and we're going to give it an albedo of, let's make these things reddish, and let's make them shiny, and let's make them smooth. And so now we've got these shiny, smooth enemy things. And let's go ahead and do a reflection probe. I'm going to do a single real-time probe system like we set up this morning. We're going to base it around the main characters. The main character is going to be, is this cube right here, right? Yeah. So let's attach a... Should I put the reflection probe on him, or should I put it on an object underneath him? I'm going to put it on... I'm going to put it on him. Reflection probe. So we got a reflection probe there. We're going to set it to be a real-time reflection probe, And so now you see that all these guys look like they're reflecting things a lot more, which is awesome. It's all kind of faked because it's all from the player's position now. So like each of these guys will have the same environment map, even though they're not next to the same walls that the player is. But it gives that illusion that things are look right, and that's what I'm kind of going for here. So so anything else we had to do here for the reflection probe? I think. Oh yeah, refresh mode. We want this to be every frame. This is probably costly. We'll probably tweak this if we're targeting mobile and stuff, but I just wanted to get something to just show the new shiny. So, so if we hit play now and turn off our inventory, that looks a little odd.
You didn't apply the change of turning off the second shell?
Oh, good point. Thank you. So, this needs to be applied to the prefab. So if we hit play... Yay, that fixed that. So that's good. So if we go from the inventory here, yep, that's definitely what it was. So now we've got a bunch of little shiny dudes. Where's that black coming from, I wonder? Oh, goodness. Trying to figure out why they get those little... Ooh, we got little yellow flash on them ones, too. That's weird. I wonder what's happening there. Certainly look a hell of a lot shinier. Let's see what else we can do. Really hard to see our walls and stuff. I think might be prudent to texture map them, and also probably might be prudent to change everything to be using the standard shader. Let's just go ahead and do that real quick. So let's select anything that's not glued down. And is that everything? Okay, hold on. Let me just... So we want the plane, definitely want all the cubes, want the player, and that should be, and the cylinder. So all these guys, let's change them to, yeah, let's just change them to the standard, alright, default material, there we go. Alright, what do we have in the warnings here? Parent of rectangle not being set with parent property, concerning using set parent method. HDR and multi-sample, anti-aliasing and forward rendering path not supported. The camera will render without HDR buffers. Disable anti-aliasing in the quality settings if you want to use HDR, that's bizarre. Alright, well, let's do that. I'm just going to do that right now. Quality disabled. Play again. So what's doing this? Let's fix this little problem.
Is that color change when running a Unity 5 thing, or did I just never know that they had that color picker there?
They've had the color picker there for a while. And that's why we do red on the show typically, is because the default is like this kind of gray, darker thing, which is great. It doesn't get in your way, but it's so not obvious at times that you could be like in play mode and really not notice. So I usually make it some abhorrent color, or at least obvious color. So we're setting...
And then if you don't have an editor script, you're like, okay, which component variables should I copy and which ones should I just remember?
yeah, exactly. So consider using the set parent method instead with the world position stays argument set to false. Let's go ahead and do what it says. So so what we're going to do is instance.transform.set parent transform and false, or was it true? With set to false. Okay, set to false. That's what their suggestion was. Save. Alright, warning, weapon name hides inherited member. Unity engine object.name. Use a new keyword if hiding was intended. Oh, that's unfortunate. I guess we can just call it weapon name. Actually, let's see if refactoring will actually just work. Refactor, rename, weapon name. Okay. What is this one? It's assigned but value never used. Can shoot true. We don't do the checking in here anymore. We do that at higher levels. I'm just going to get rid of that one. I'm paying more attention to warnings than I typically do just because we're on Unity 5.0 and I want to make sure that we're in as clean a situation as possible.
That's one thing I did in VV today was I cleared all the warnings.
Nice. Oh, really? That's awesome. Congratulations. That's a lot of warnings. You went through a lot
of them that were like name is being overridden, use new or change it, and stuff like that. And in one of the cases, when I tried to refactor, it just completely screwed up some of the text in the script in various places. Like in function names and stuff, it changed it. And it wasn't even like a...
Well, we just had an interesting case right here. So when I changed .name, we can see how smart it is right here because .text .name just got changed. So this is not correct here. So refactoring sometimes not terribly safe. Definitely have backups if you're playing around with those tools. So let's go ahead and get that other reference.
The other thing wasn't a mistake like that though.
Yeah.
It's just like there was a function name. I think this one was actually with the same thing with name. And there was a function name that had a capital N for name in it, and it took like the second half of the previous word in the function name and the first half of name and started replacing that for some reason.
Huh.
Had nothing to do with a variable, it was a function.
That's weird. That's really weird.
There were a couple other things it was doing. I ended up just changing it by hand.
Alright, I'm just going to check for Unity 5.0 scene, cleaning up warnings and errors. Commit. So, do we have a light when we kill the enemies? Because I noticed that the shadows, for some reason, are turning green when we kill the enemies. Which is kind of cool, but not quite sure why that's happening. Oh, is it because it's emissive? Is the emissive portion actually working in real time? Oh my goodness. That's exciting. So if we go to the death animation for these guys, so the core here, green self-illuminating, so these are using the sonic ether particles additive. I probably should be using... Let's actually not use that now. Now that we have Unity's stuff in here. So is there an emissive component for the standard shader? There is. There's an emission component. Excellent. That's awesome. By the way, each of these little holes back here, this is a different layout because there's so many maps involved with this, and they wanted to make it concise as possible, but this is actually where you drag your textures in if you want a texture component. So if you want a texture for your albedo or a texture to determine your metallic areas and smoothness, you can do that there.
They're so tiny.
Yeah, they're really tiny. So, like here, actually, if we put like something in there, I think that the preview. No, how do you? I swear there was a way to get a bigger preview. This is probably what happened. I chose like Dawn Dusk as an example at some point in a normal map somewhere. Though that error didn't show up again, so I have no idea why that came up the first time.
That's what I meant by it being on a material.
Oh!
You have that shiny material.
Yeah.
You dragged it in.
Gotcha. Sorry, I was thinking texture. I don't know why I was saying that. Alright, so yeah, you were totally right on that. So...
Unless you meant, like, as a static variable in a shader where all shaders were sharing the same texture or something. I thought maybe that's what you were talking about, something like that.
So I think it's because we've got real-time global illumination, and when we do the death... So right now, if we go to the death animation, death... Octopushy death. Actually, I guess we can just go to here, and it's going to be on the window animation. Let's put this in our corner here. So yeah, we're just affecting the scale. So I'm just going to real quickly look at the core and scale it up here. It's all white.
That's not a scale.
Yeah, I know. Maybe that's why we're getting like yellow and weird flashy occasionally, is just because we have stuff inside of it that's bleeding out from the inside. It looks cool when it does that, though. Alright, so while we're in here, and since we have access to shiny features for everyone, so these guys, I swear these guys shouldn't have been using any Sonic Ether stuff. I thought we set these guys to just normal, like, self-illuminating. Alright. We're going to play around with these guys in a bit here. Is that all of them, or does that just happen to be that one? No, it's all of them. Alright. So let's add some stuff. So I'm going to import the effects package. And I think I'm actually going to... What are we using the standard assets for right now? We've got image effects, skyboxes, light flares. Are we using the light flare on anything? So since the primary thing that we have here is image effects, I'm actually just going to delete this folder. Remember, we have backups of everything, so if something goes wrong, we can fix it really quickly and just see what happens if we hit play. All compiler errors. Anti-aliasing post-effect. Okay, so let's get rid of the image effects editors thing in here that looks important now. Let's just delete all these. Hit play, see if we still have a game. Looks like we still have a game. Still, this thing's exactly the same. Cool. So, let's save project, save scene. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, what did I change on this? Well, evidently Unity cleaned some stuff up because that looks like a number that's not particularly useful for anyone. So I'm just going to assume that that's okay. It's just probably in the version update they just got rid of some stupidity. So I'm going to go ahead and keep with those. I want to sort these by path. Alright, so we're going to just removing legacy standard assets and upgrading some files. Commit.
Let's check the comments.
Oh, good idea. I keep forgetting about that. We don't have a Phil here. Phil's sick, unfortunately. Wish him well. So let's see what people have to say. Pause. Looks like you use a text gen cube reflect for cube. That might be the problem. Text gen cube reflect for underscore cube. I'll look at that later. You know, they say love is blind is defined at the top of the shader file. I must be stupid. Now I'm curious. Slice reflective. Oh, is it the sampler cube? Is that what we're talking about?
Or that? Or, oh.
Oh, text gen cube reflect. There it is. I totally missed that. All right. Cool. So this is our problem, Max. Look here, you idiot. There we go. Now we'll know for next time. You're my favorite customer. You're my favorite costumer. What is going on here? What are people talking about?
Solo Wings got it right there.
Now I wonder when they check the chat, they'll just like, the fuck? Yeah, yeah. The fact, yeah, truly. Are you guys messing with us? Like, what's going on here? All right. Shiny moves, black, yellow, it's so red, I'm dying. So damn shiny, it's chrome. I like that. I can't wait till they see this. LOL. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what's going on. Any way to bake occlusion culling at runtime? That's a trick question that I don't know the answer to. My guess would be no, considering the statement bake. But yeah, my guess would be no on that. I haven't actually looked into it though. I remember Bethesda games never let you have AA turned on and HDR lighting. Of course, fan mods fixed that because Bethesda is terrible. Lisa, why? Johnny, Danny, what? Is there like some show going on here that I don't know about?
Talking about a movie, apparently.
Yeah. LOL, they see it now. No idea what everyone is talking about. I don't know. From a movie. The Room. The Room. I swear. No, I haven't seen that. Alright, I'll put The Room on my to-watch list.
And they can also watch Big Man Japan.
We had some good programming-related stuff, but the spam kind of pushed off the top. Sure you did. No, I'm kidding.
We'll watch The Room, and they can watch Big Man Japan.
All right, yes. I'll watch The Room. You guys, your homework is to watch Big Man Japan. I don't care who you are. Acquire Big Man Japan and watch it. So... All right. Well, glad we didn't miss anything super important. So, where was I? So I was importing a new effects package. Yay, now everything says new. The main reason I didn't want to import over the old thing is I didn't want to use like different hierarchy and stuff that we had before and just make things confusing, so... Error importing folder, GeoID was already used. Hopefully it will map okay. Well, looks like they go away at least. I don't know. Let me just quit Unity and open it again and make sure that we don't get any errors on load. Open. Cool. Alright, what else are we doing? So yeah, let's see what we can put on our camera now that we have free reign to do cool stuff. So component, image effects, bloom and glow. Let's just put bloom on here. And let's see what it looks like in the game. Oh, that looks aggressive. A little too aggressive.
Yeah,
it does make
the death lasers.
The beams actually. That's what we want, right? Is it to look like a beam? So that's cool. Everything's way too bright. I'm gonna actually tone down the light here. Let's go with the directional light and make it. Let's make the intensity lower. Now it's all like nighttime-ish.
Let's start with the menu off.
Okay, good idea. Where is our menu? It's in mock weapon inventory. I just need to find out how we turn it off real quick. So if I hit I, what turned off? Was it just... Okay, turn off the whole canvas. Alright, so let's just do that. Turn off the canvas, hit play. So now if I hit I...
It didn't work.
Oh no, it didn't work. So wait, if I have the canvas on and hit play...
Do we turn off all canvases and then turn on all canvases or something?
Alright, let's go to inventory button hack real quick. That's all it does. Alright, well, let's just make it so... Let's try this. I'm just going to do that.
That enabled... okay. Then we leave... Okay, that will work.
Let's just do false. Then it won't matter what we have it set to. So if you hit play... There, that fixed it.
We got a flash of green at the beginning, I think.
Yeah, it looked like an enemy killed itself or something. Or actually, yeah. So that's because inside these guys, I'm actually surprised it's not constantly green, because it means that their occlusion stuff is actually working way better than I would have expected. Because we're encasing this green inside of these actors. Like basically, each one of them has a little core that we can't see very well right now, because before, remember, these had like slices in them so that we could see the core. So I'm actually going to let's see. For right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to make it so the core isn't actually enabled by default, and we're going to make it so that when we do the death animation, we're going to enable the renderer immediately. So enable. So that should solve that. So now if we go ahead and hit apply on this, or wait, as soon as we undo that and hit apply, now these guys shouldn't get that like flashy green while we're moving around. Although we still get red occasionally. I'm not sure what that is all about.
Kill him. They look almost like lightsabers when you kill them.
Yeah, they do.
The triangle's like a handle or something.
So, I wanted to get off of the Sonic Ether stuff, so I'm going to actually change this to the standard shader and green self-illumination. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it an emission. We're going to do like just a bright green emission. And see how that looks real quick. Much less overdrawn, but
it's not going into the shadows.
Yeah, let's. I just want to see what it does if we boost this to like something ridiculous like 100 or 1000. I guess I'm doing 1000. Cool. All right. So yeah, that'll work. So let's just do something like 10. There you go. That looks kind of cool.
They've got a healthy green glow.
So we probably shouldn't be casting shadows on the pillar, which we are doing right now, which is what's causing that little black line that goes across. So I'm going to turn off cast shadows on the pillar, on the core here. So how do we do that? That would be under cast shadows off. And it shouldn't receive shadows either. So let's apply that. Hit play. There we go. It's cool. It's looking more like a real-time rendered
what loot did we get?
Setup here. Oh, let's look. We got an inheritor, a rigid body inheritor, hit scan, sad disorder, anything, flip dull thing, Superman. Ninja port secure. legendary Cyber Squad virus and a game object prawn. Still works. Need to fix that scrolling stuff at some point. Cool. So I'm gonna save and we're gonna check in what we've got. What are we doing? We're doing enemy updating enemies using the standard shader for emissive and adding a full screen effect because we can. Commit. So what should we do for the last 10 minutes, do you think? Or last 8 minutes, as it were? Let's see if there's anyone asking here. All right. I'll watch it later. That's why we need Phil. Mask effects only work on certain objects. For full screen effects, not really. You might be able to set up an effect that you could mask, but I don't believe... Oh, okay. Well, one of the ways you could do it is you could render multiple cameras. And so if you render an object using a camera... Here, I'll show you an example, actually. Let's go ahead and do that, because it's interesting. I just want to show that this is a possibility. So if we wanted to, say, make it so that these guys... these enemies don't have bloom. So like right now, if we hit play, well, it's hard to tell that they even have bloom right now. Let's really overdo the bloom so that it makes it obvious. So let's make it so that the threshold, the intensity is like ridiculous. So now we can see that that these guys are being definitely affected by the bloom. So if we wanted to make them not affected, we could have a second camera that renders after the first camera. And we could make it so that it doesn't have a bloom, and we could make it so that it only renders enemies. And we could remove the enemies from the render list in here. And then in theory...
It's skybox.
Whoops. Oh yeah, thank you. And so then on this one we want the clear flags to be depth only. So if we hit play now... So now we've got these enemies that are being completely unaffected by our ridiculous bloom that we just set up. So that's one way that you can make masks so certain types of things do not get the bloom effects, or do not get full screen effects. So let's go ahead and get rid of main camera 2. Let's make the enemies show back up on main camera 1. Whoops. And let's, what was the other thing I did? Oh yeah, let's make the bloom not retarded. 0.5. Let's go back to the default right there. So there we go. Back to where we were at. I like it. This reminds me back of the pre-rendered days, kind of the way that we can get a quality of rendering now, which may work well for our aesthetic going into things.
Can you put it back the other way for a minute?
To the which way?
Second camera.
Okay. It's like this.
So the rendering over walls.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's not 100% solved for that. So wait, we shouldn't clear don't clear anything then. Maybe that'll fix it. Yeah, that causes a lot of bad artifacts. Okay, so that's not what we want either. So So that doesn't solve... Okay, so that doesn't fully solve the problem, unfortunately. So thank you for having us check that. We might give you some ideas on where to start. Save scene, save project. I don't know what changed here, but I'm just going to put it in here anyway. Don't know, something changed. So... I'm addicted to structs in Unity. I like the flash of green. Any way to create a volumetric particle effect. Think whenever you killed enemies in Killer 7 and their bodies dissolved into particles before being blown up. Okay, so I know exactly what effects you're talking about. I love Killer 7. What you mean is you want particles to exist kind of on the edge or inside of a character's space before they explode out. Another good example of this might be the guys from Tron, the Tron Legacy, where they explode into cubes, and if we were to render them as particles, they would fall into the ground as cubes. You can actually do that. Considering we're answering questions, might as well do this anyway. You can probably do that using using one of the modes in Particle System. So if we go to Particle System, you can do where is it? Render mode? No, it's in emission. That's where it's at. It probably won't be exactly the same, but you can have it emit using the mesh. And so if I made it so that none of these move, so if we just do start speed of 0, and we give it a mesh to work with, so in this case we're going to give it, I'm going to give it the, what is it called? Where is my, I thought I had a mesh for these guys. In here somewhere. Polyhedra? There it is. Must be this one. So if I do that, you'll see that it has now kind of the shape of a polyhedra, and right now it's on vertex. If we change it to triangle, make them a little bit smaller so that we can see what it's doing there, you can see that it kind of fills in that space. So that's one way you could do it. So you could basically like start the animation with 0 movement, and then after a second turn it on so that they have speed, and then they'd explode away. And then you could play some sound clip like you're effed or something, and then you'll have Killer 7. That's all you have to do. So, or something along those lines. So, I'm going to show my teacher the video. What do you think about what happened? What about playing with the bloom threshold? Yeah, we can do a lot of stuff, a lot of playing. So anyway, so I'm going to call this an episode. We showed a couple examples. We got the game in Unity 5. We have it using some of Unity 5's new rendering pipeline. We have a reflection probe. We have bloom effects. I'd say we did a lot today, and we should pat ourselves on the back. So save the project, and we will do our thing. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If you have any questions, please email me, pushypixels@pushypixels.com. You can also tweet me at Drakfire. That's DRAKFYRE. Please support the show. Cookingwithunity.com patreon.com/cookingwithunity is our Patreon page. We need your support. It's super awesome if you can chip in. We do this in our spare time. And thank you very much. And you guys have a great one. And I will catch you tomorrow with more Breakfast with Unity. We're going to be looking at render targets. And Jeffrey, myself, and hopefully Phil will catch you on Thursday with more Scape. Have a great one.
See you later, everyone.